we go. All right. All right, guys. So a lot of you have been asking me questions in the email about Grantsville, Utah, and the California area. I would say about 75% of the emails that I get are about these questions. As you guys have seen in these videos, I'm not going to BS you. If I don't know the answer to it, I'll try to find out. If I can't get the answer, I'll tell you I don't know. But I got somebody who does. My friend Holly is out of Arizona, correct?
Yep, Buckeye, Arizona.
Okay, and you went to Grantsville, Utah for your onboarding about 4 months ago.
Yeah, in January.
So I've been here a year and a half. You've been here 4 months. So between the two of us, we got almost 2 years of experience.
Right. Yeah.
But in that year and a half since I went to onboarding, I've learned that some things have changed. Across the United States, all of the onboarding should be the same. So if I tell you, hey, I went to Seymour, this is what happened, it should be the same all across the country. So we're about to find out if your onboarding was the same as my onboarding, but I've also heard some things that have changed. So if you guys have got questions about the California area, if you've got questions about the onboarding at Grantsville, Utah, you can email Holly. I put her email address right there on the screen. Take that down. Send her an email if you've got any questions about any of the stuff that happened out there. Maybe something we don't cover today in this little interview session here. Contact her. There is something, well, actually, there's two things that I've learned in the past week that make a difference. If you are about to apply at Walmart, and I'm not saying this because I want the referral, it's nice, but I think you've heard this too. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you put one of us down as a referral, your application gets pushed to the front of the line. And I've heard some people say that the application process right now, it takes 3 weeks from the time that you apply to the time that you get a phone call from recruiting on average. But if they put one of us down as a referral, I've heard people getting phone calls the next day.
Yep.
You've heard
Yes.
the same thing.
Yes.
So you guys have got her number there. You've got her name, Holly Jones 45981. So
Yes.
put her stuff down on the referral or on the application, and that's going to help you guys out quite a bit. So 4 months ago, when you went to onboarding, what was the process like in Grantsville? What took place? How did it work for you?
I'm just gonna start from the beginning because I was doing dedicated on and off with them through the company that I worked for. And I kept getting approached like, you need to apply. You're always here. We see your work ethic. And at first I'm like, they are not going to call me. I've been at my same place for 6 years and blah, blah, blah. And, my husband was like, you might as well just, everybody's on it. I think you should apply. Just go ahead and do it. And so, yeah, I looked on YouTube, try to get some ideas. That's when I found you, which I'm glad of, because like you said, to the point, thorough. That's what I needed. So I just went ahead and applied. They called me like the next week. I mean, I was on my off day and all of a sudden my phone just started going crazy. And there's like 3 different people calling me. Somebody called me from Bentonville, and then 2 other people called me, for the recruiting. And when they called me, they set me up for the phone interview. The phone interview was like maybe 2 weeks after that. And I did, I had your name. I had somebody else's name. I made sure I got your name on there. That's when they really call me. They see, like you said, when they see a name, they're going to call you. Don't leave that blank. Otherwise, they're going to take.
I didn't know that made a difference until this past week or so. I've had 4 people tell me that made a difference. Now, I don't know if that's
one of 2 different people. Yeah, okay. Because so I have a guy that worked. Go ahead.
I just said that might be a thing then. I didn't know that until just recently.
Yeah, because as a matter of fact, I'm going to get back to my story. But as a matter of fact, I have a guy that worked at the last company that I worked at, and he just called them. I mean, he just filled out his application, put my number on there maybe 3 days ago, and they already called him today and got him in for a phone interview already.
Wow.
Yep. And usually when they do the phone interview, that's where I was going to get at. I had gotten my phone interview, and then they started the ball rolling. They said, oh, we're going to set you up for the onboarding. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, then. So we were calling each other back and forth. And they finally called me and they said, well, this was in December. They said, well, January 17th is your onboarding day. I'm like, okay. So I took my vacation and I went up there, did my onboarding. And I mean, it happened so swift, so fast, like you said. So my experience with the onboarding, you know, they fly you out there, they get your room and everything, get you situated. I had the rental car to drive. They either have a shuttle or the rental car, either one. I think they changed it, but I don't know. But either way, you're going to get there to your onboarding. It's 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. If you need that Friday, they'll give you that Friday too.
I needed the Friday. I failed the pre-trip of all damn things. The thing that I was teaching the class, I failed. But anyway, so go ahead.
Yeah. And so the first day, it's like a lot of introducing you to the Walmart standards and ways and benefits and things like that. So they went through that the whole day. So we were like mainly inside. But the second day, they want to see if you know how to inspect your truck. They want to see how you do it. That way they can incorporate how they want you to do it, because they're going to show you their way, the Walmart way. And you better do it that way, and you better not miss anything. Otherwise, the smallest thing could be an automatic fail, but they're going to show you what
Yep.
it is.
Now,
They
did
will
they
show
tell
you
you?
that.
Did they
Yeah.
tell you about the? Did they tell you about the automatic fails?
Yes. The registration on the tractor
Okay.
and the registration on the trailer. Don't miss one of those. The lug nuts, all of the lug nuts on both sides of the tractor and trailer. Don't miss that. Let's see. Make sure you mention both sides of each component. Like if you're talking about the suspension system, the tire system. Let's see what else.
But the
All your
automatic fails.
lines, everything.
I
Don't
think
just
there
say
was.
this is what we're talking about, and it's the same on the other side. Don't do that. You go around the other side. You name that too. On the trailer, don't forget the tandem slide and the pins.
That's
Don't
one. See,
forget
what I did,
those.
I think there were three that were like critical automatic fails. The
Mhm.
slider pins on the tandems were
Mhm.
one. The not checking the kingpin was one,
Yep.
and
That.
not putting on the seatbelt was the third one. If you miss one of
Mhm.
those three, it doesn't matter if you were perfect the rest of the way out. It was an automatic fail for me.
And what I kept saying was every time I put my seatbelt on and off, I said, I'm not going to miss this. I'm like, I put on my seatbelt, and I put it on there. They're like, okay, go ahead, you know.
All
But
right, so Monday, you said Monday you guys just kind of did like a meet and greet kind of thing, because on Monday they took us out and said, okay, show us what you would do, and they made us go through the steps, not knowing anything. Then on Tuesday, that's when they showed us.
yeah, let me try to think, because I think they did do it that way. It's been like 4 months. Either way, they want
Okay.
to see how you do it.
Yep.
They'll give you that chance to see
But then
how
they
you do
show
it.
you,
And then on that next
exactly
day,
what they want.
huh?
I said then on Tuesday they showed you exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, they said, well, we're going to show you the Walmart way. And what I did was I just copied everything they showed me. I said everything word for word. I even took notes. And I got bragged on for taking my notes, but it's a good thing I did, because I had 100% on my inspection. So I'm like, okay.
Well, see, and that's what I did. So, and if anybody out there wants a copy of it, I still have a copy of it. But I did the
Mhm.
same thing, and then the rest of my class and I got together, and we made a pre-trip guide that I emailed to people. So, if you want the pre-trip guide, all you got to do is email me. I didn't think to put my email up here, but it's drkaraokedj@gmail.com. I'll put my email down in the description below if you want to contact me for either the referral or these notes. But I'm hearing that at the beginning they give you a packet now that actually has a pre-trip guide in it. Did you
Yeah,
get that?
they gave us a packet.
I
And
wonder what
you also have to know how to do your air brake tests.
Yes.
You don't have to. Now, we didn't have to do it. We just had to tell how it was done.
That's the other thing that I've heard that's new, because Sean, who you guys may have seen in previous videos, who was my mentor, is now a CDT down at Seymour, Indiana. And he told me that I could tell people that they don't have to actually perform that now. They just have to talk the steps like you just
through
said.
it.
So that, and you can take your notes with you. He said, don't rely on them too much because it'll slow you down. He goes, but you can take your notes with you and read your notes.
Took our notes with us.
I was like, oh, they made it easier. I'm like, okay, cool. So, all right. So Tuesday they showed you how to do it. Wednesday, what did you do the next day?
Wednesday they showed us the Walmart. They showed us the Walmart way. We just practiced. We each practiced the Walmart's way only on
Okay.
that day. We also did the driving. They took us for a
Mhm.
driving test, and then they showed us this backing. Now that was my nemesis, the backing. But what my husband was telling me and what a couple other people were telling me is that pivot point. Follow that pivot point, and it'll just keep on guiding you till you're straight, and then you back right in.
I just
Because
did a
it's like
video
a
on the
curve. It's like a
backing.
curve, and it goes around. Don't hit the cones until you're straight, and then you just follow your pivot point in, and you back in.
I
That's what
just
worked for me.
I just did a video, I think maybe a month ago, on the backing, and it was, of course, you were already here, so it didn't help you, but to help other people, I drew out basically what it looked like when I did it, and I talked about that pivot point of your back tires. When your back tires get to that point, and yeah, so they may want to look for that video on here to help with the backing. And I've had some people. I'll be honest, I'm very surprised. When I first started this YouTube channel, I only did it to throw out a couple videos to kind of, give people a few ideas. I never expected to get 10 emails a day. I never expected to get so many people commenting and thanking me and making, just all
Mhm.
this stuff. So I'm like, okay, you know what? If people like, I'll keep doing this. I've been in radio. I was in radio for 10 years. I owned my own DJ business for 15. So I love doing this kind of stuff. I've only been driving for 10. So I got no problem helping people with this kind of stuff. But anyway, so all right. So then you did all the practicing the Walmart way and all that stuff. So then Thursday was test day, right?
Yeah, you're coming in kind of funny a little bit again, just a little bit.
Okay. So how was Thursday?
Wait, say that again because it's coming in on my end kind of funny.
Thursday. That was your test day, right?
I can't. I'm sorry. It's like a robot on my end.
Hopefully it's not that in the recording. But Thursday was your test day.
Yes, Thursday was my test day. I'm reading your lips so as I'm going.
Okay, so how did it go?
Thursday, I nailed everything on the Thursday on that day. Because the first and the second day, I think this because you have 30 minutes to do your inspection. I think the first day when I tried to do it the Walmart way, I did it like right at 30 seconds. And then my driving was fine. And then the backing, I just couldn't get the pivot point right. The first 2 days. Thursday, it was like everything just went. I was able to do my back and I was able to give it in. I got 100% of my inspection. But like I said, with the inspection, if you need to take notes, take those notes. Take your notes, ask your questions. I don't care how many times you have to ask. At least you're getting the information that you're getting. And then it's like a footprint in your mind. Go back to the hotel and study. That's what helped me because I'm one of those people, I'm hands-on. I got to study the day before so it can just get in my brain like that. And that's what really helped. So
Yeah.
I went home Friday. I passed everything on Thursday. I went home that Friday. I flew back to Phoenix Friday.
Okay.
Oh, you're
So
coming in real good now. Okay, maybe that was
okay. So after you did your onboarding, you did not jump from Walmart or from your old job to Walmart right away. You actually put in a 2-week notice. You went back to your old job and then came back for onboarding.
no.
I've had
Then
a
I came
lot,
back for orientation.
or I'm sorry, orientation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I've had
yeah.
a lot of people ask me about that. They're like, hey, I don't want to quit my job because I don't know how many people in your class failed, but we had 50% of our class failed. And it sounds like about 50 to 60% fail every time they go through this. So don't quit your job. I
Mm-mm.
don't know what you did. I did. See, I put in my 2-week notice. Then I went to onboarding, not thinking, what if? So on
Yeah.
Thursday, I was super nervous on test day because I'm like, if I screw up, I'm done. I've got no backup plan. I've got a family at home waiting on me, and I'm going to come home with no job. What am I going to? And that's why my brain melted when I was doing my pre trip. I pre tripped the truck, and then I was like, wait, I've got to pre trip the trailer first. No, I got to back the truck up to the trailer. No, I can't back up a truck to a trailer if
It
I
was like a
haven't.
lot of second guessing, and it was like that moment.
I was done. Then I melted because it freaked me out. And like I said, it was so stupid that I failed the one thing that I was teaching people. It was
It was
dumb.
that
But anyway,
moment. It was that moment. You have
so
those.
I
Now,
had to
what
use
helped me?
Friday. I
What
had to
really
use
helped
Friday,
me?
and
Oh,
then
go
I
ahead.
passed. Do what?
Oh, I didn't mean that. We were talking the same time. I didn't
Oh,
mean
I just
cut
said
you off
I just
like
said
that.
I had to use the Friday and then I passed and then I was good.
And if you
So,
need that Friday, you need it. Use it. They're
but
gonna
you,
give that to you to use. Don't feel. I told people. I said, don't feel bad if you got to come back on Friday. You got that extra day to nail it.
yeah.
That's
So
that extra day.
you went back, you did your 2 week notice with your old company.
Yeah.
Would you recommend people putting in the 2 week notice and doing that, or would you recommend to people, hey, if you can, just tell them on Friday, hey, I'm going to Walmart and avoid the headaches of going back to your old company? Because if I'm
It
not
depends,
mistaken, you
though.
and everybody I talk to, if they put in a 2 week notice and they go back,
Mhm.
it's always crazy. And
Yeah.
I think you had the same situation, didn't you?
Well, I didn't have that hard time putting in my 2 week notice. They went on ahead and did it. At first, Walmart was like, "Well, we want you to come on right away." I said, "I would love to, but I still got a household to run. I really don't want to leave myself out there because of the what if factor." So she was like, "Okay," and she picked the day. She just went ahead. She said, "Okay, 2 weeks from the day that you pass. Okay, that's your orientation." I'm like, "That's fine because it fits in with what I want to do." So we were like,
Okay.
"Cool." Everything we said kind of blended in with each other. So she's like, "That's fine, whatever date that works for you." But some people, their jobs might give them a hard time. It depends on the individual. I've heard different stories, different scenarios. I also heard a person say, "Well, I don't want to go back. I'm gonna start right away. That's it. I'm done." But I just felt for me, it was a proper thing for me to do because of the what ifs and you just don't know how things might turn out. You don't want to burn bridges.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, because I've had people ask me about that, and I'm like, look, it's entirely up to you. But I've had some people who's after they get done with onboarding that Friday, they're like, well, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to come in on Monday for orientation because
Mhm.
I'm not going back to my old company. And I think when you went back, you had all sorts of like broken down trucks and crappy loads. And I've heard some stories of people who make it sound like the company is trying to chase them away because they put in their 2 week notice, and it's like they regretted it. They're like, I wish I would have just went to the Monday morning training and just skipped the 2 week notice. And so don't quit your job, maybe do vacation, but on that Friday, maybe leave it open that you're going to be calling your boss going, hey, I'm sorry, I can't give you a 2 week notice. I'm going to Walmart on Monday morning. I already got hired. That's like you just said, that's a personal decision for you. But
Mhm.
anyway, so, okay, orientation, I'm pretty sure this is going to be cut and dry. It's just a lot of paperwork, filling out your insurance, your tax forms, all that stuff, right?
And out west, they do chain tires. Go on
Oh,
that Donner Pass, and if it starts, they do want you to start at least put some chains on, not just to start off. But if it's too rough, and if they say, well, this road is closed, this whatever is closed, then you take the chains off, find a safe haven. But they do chain tires. They will teach you how to chain tires. I haven't had that situation yet where I had to,
at
but
Walmart?
it doesn't happen all the time. But it's just good to know how to do it.
Walmart asked you guys to chain?
They do.
Okay.
They
See, I'm
do.
not familiar with that. In Indiana,
That's
we don't
that's
have
because
them.
that's
We
a
don't.
West Coast. That's an out west thing.
Okay.
You
Because I
know.
know out here, they tell us all the time, and I'm sure you heard this 1,000 times. At Walmart, you are the captain of your ship. If the weather
Hmm.
is too bad and you want to stop, you stop.
Yeah.
To me, if I need to chain, I'm going to stop. There's no point. That's just me, though.
I never had to do it. I've never been in that situation where I had to. I was always out of there before any storm would hit. Even when I was at my last job, I never had to worry about it. But it's not a everyday occurrence or all the
Yeah.
time. They just want you to know how to do it just in case you have to.
Okay.
Just in case you have to.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure Walmart even taught you guys or had you guys trained because, like I said, they're always like, "Oh, you're the captain of your ship. If weather's that bad, just park it." So I would probably not chain. I'd probably just park it because you get
Yeah,
paid the
you
down.
really
You
feel
get paid
it,
the downtime
you
anyway.
really feel like it's just too terrible, or too bad, you know. I mean, at least you try to put them on. They don't want you to just put on just rev on in there. I mean, they are going to send alerts to your tablet like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
you need to stop, or hey, this is looking like this, or they'll let you know how the weather is in those areas before you just go tearing up there or going up there. They'll let
They
you know
do, they
way
do
ahead
that
of
out here in
time.
Indiana they do that out here for tornadoes. We had one just the other night that was, hey, between 11 p.m. and
Oh
1 a.m. there's a
wow.
severe tornado watch. So, plan ahead, park your truck, whatever. Walmart is so chill. I've seen some people say, oh, Walmart is overbearing. They watch over you. They're micromanaging you. I think that person just worked at a really bad DC, because I haven't talked to a Walmart driver yet that's currently employed at Walmart that has that problem.
Now they are going to be like, it's kind of good that they do know what's going on and where you're at, because what if something's going on with your truck? They're going to want to ping your truck like, hey, where are you? We got to send somebody out there to help or something like that. But I don't have anybody that's like with a big cape and just hanging over my, where are you and what are you doing, to call me every second and all that stuff like that. They're going to see what you're doing and where you're at anyway.
Yeah.
They don't really, as long as you do what you're supposed to do and mind your business, you're okay.
And you probably heard 1,000 times, as long as you put in a good ETD, nobody bothers you.
Yeah, it took me a while to learn the ETD because I've been a long haul driver for 7 years. And that's all I know is all 48 states, my estimated time when I'm going to be where, and that's it. I had to learn. And if you have a good trainer, like I had an excellent trainer that showed me how to do the ETD and calculate my time, my money, what I'm going to make, everything. Very patient mentor. I was blessed to have that. When you have somebody like that that's going to sit down and show you and just going to calmly go through everything with you, not somebody that's going to be a drill sergeant, but somebody just going to calmly say, hey, this goes like this, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you'll get it.
That's how Sean was with me. This guy would take more breaks the first couple days we were together. And I asked him, I said, dude, about the third day, I said, you take so many breaks at Walmart. How do you make any money? And he goes, at Walmart, you don't have to run fast. You just, they pay you to slow down, is what he told me. And I said, that don't make no sense. He goes, I'm telling you, it's all about putting in a good ETD. It's all about planning ahead, knowing what you're doing, when you're going to be done, and allowing them to give you another load if you want it. He goes, you can make as much or as little money as you want at Walmart. It's
They base
all
it off your
up to you.
ETD.
Yep.
Yep.
So, okay, so now that you work out of Arizona, a lot of people are asking me about the pay out west, the roads out west, the stores out west. How does that work? What is it like? What are the stores like out there? I know with this big raise that we all just got, there was a little bit of a huff and puff because some of us got like 8 cents a mile raise, and some of us only got a penny. But we all got the activity pay. Because a lot of people are like, oh, Walmart doesn't pay much per mile. Well, we get paid by the mile. We get paid when we bump a dock. We get paid when we live unload. We get paid when we live load.
Everything we do.
We get paid $42 to sleep in a truck at night.
In
So,
the truck every night. Yeah. And who
so,
can beat that?
so how are things on the West Coast? Now, you mentioned something about when we were talking before about a regional pay. So, what's the scoop on how does operations work out west?
Okay, now I know when I go to the DCs on especially on the weekends, it's like an extra 6 cents a mile, something like that on the regional pay. I'm still learning that because I'm been home on the weekends lately, but I know when I was doing it, I mean, that regional pay adds up. It adds up because I was going to Fontana, California, to Apple Valley. One day I was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it was just adding up. And the traffic is just, I guess a lot of people heard about LA traffic. San Francisco, San Diego is super heavy. It's like New York, the sequel. It is. That's what I call it. And I guess it makes up for all of that because you could be running and getting your miles while you're sitting in all that traffic, especially on the weekends and on that evenings. You don't get out early enough, you're in it. You're in the thick of it. So I'm guessing in my mind, maybe it makes up for that. Everybody has their own opinions, but I try not to listen to clutter my mind with too much of different people's opinions. But it really adds up. And like I said, I was a long haul driver. I mean, I've been to the DCs in Florida. I've been to the ones in Delaware, all over the Midwest, Oregon, everywhere. And they're all kind of the same to me. They're the same to me and it's all about your setup when you back in and when you park. They have their area where they give you where you turn in your bills. They dispatch you out. They're all pretty much the same. Your mentor is going to show you what to do once you get to the place and you know how everything is set up. To me, it's the same. To me, you just follow your protocol and just do it.
Okay. So it sounds like everything's pretty much the same across the United States. Like I said, I don't have a regional pay where I'm at. I think I've heard
Yeah,
that
that's
there's
a little different. That's different right there.
yeah, I think there's a regional pay on the East Coast and the West Coast, but I don't think,
Oh,
as far as
I
I
don't know
know,
how they do theirs over there.
I don't know either. Like I said, everybody's a little bit different, but I did a video about what the new Walmart raise did for our paychecks. And I showed my pay stub. I broke it down bit by bit so people could see how things are. You've only been here for 4 months, so it's not like you really know what you make in a year. But what do you think of the Walmart pay system, either based on where you were at before or just in general? How do you feel things are here at Walmart?
I think that things are a whole lot better than where I was being a long haul driver, because when you get paid for everything you do, that adds on to your miles. And I'm also getting paid more cents a mile. And I've noticed that my checks are like doubled now from where I was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Huge difference. Humongous difference. And then I also noticed that like with breakdown, like where I was at, like you get where I was at before, it's like a $75 a day breakdown pay. That's all you're just gonna get, for breakdown. But I noticed here, is it like 15 an hour? I'm still learning.
15 an hour.
And they tell you not to go on sleeper. You just, the whole time you're broke down, you're getting it. It's not like that with the place I was at before. $75 a day. That's it. That's all you're getting.
So let me ask, how hard do you run now at Walmart versus where you were at before?
Oh, I don't run as hard. I mean, no, because I would get up when I did long haul. I would get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'm like, I gotta get up, I gotta get here, I gotta go. I do 600 miles, 500 miles, 550 miles every day, and I would stay out for like a month. One time I stayed out for 2 months, and I was just beat. I was just beat. And now I'm home every week. I go 5 days, and then I'm home 3 days, or 5 days, and I'm home 2 days. I like being home every week, and I'm making more money than I was doing long haul.
Okay, so you just said something that I didn't think to ask you about. So a lot of people complain, oh, Walmart's got the slip seating and you can't get your own truck and this and this and this. You've been here 4 months, and did I just hear you say you're on a 5-2-5-3 schedule?
Yeah, that's what I started at, 5-2-5-3.
You didn't have to do the onboard slip seating stuff?
What do you mean onboard slips? I do slip seating. I slip seat.
Okay, when you first come on at Walmart, a lot of places, I think especially in Florida and in Texas, because I didn't have this problem in Indiana either, Walmart needs so many drivers. The slip seating is kind of gone out the door. There used to be where you would get a truck for 2 days, get out of that truck, get in another truck for 3 days, and you were what's called extra board. It was a 5-2 schedule. Yeah, it was a 5-2 schedule, and you might be in 2 different trucks throughout the week. You might be in 3 different trucks throughout the week. I didn't see that in the year and a half that I've been here. I've hardly seen anybody do that. Now, with a 5-2-5-3 schedule, what that means is you have 3 trucks. No, you have 2 trucks, but you have 3 people who share them. So when this guy's on for 5 days, another guy is off for 2 days, another guy gets in that truck, then I'm off for 3 days, so another guy is getting in that truck. Then when I come in, it's a really tight, weird schedule, but it works out.
It sounds different.
So you only get in a truck once at the beginning of the week, and you clean out at the end of the week.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It. If somebody considers that that's not slip seating to me. Back in the old days, slip seating, some of these guys that are running, like, I don't know if Estes and all them guys still do it, but when them guys were doing LTL, you would take a truck, you would drive it 500 miles, you get out, you get a hotel room, you get in a new truck the next day, you drive it 500 miles, you get in a hotel, you get in a new truck the next day. You would be getting in a truck every day. To me, that's slip seating.
Well, wow, that does sound like some serious slip seating.
Yeah, Walmart doesn't do that. So you're telling me, see, I didn't have to do extra. I did extra board for 2 weeks And then the bids came out and they're like, hey, here's some programs. And I jumped on a 6-2. And then I
Okay.
switched over. Then I switched to meat and produce 5253, working midnights at Gas City where I'm at right now. So
Yeah, I've been to
that's
Gas
cool.
City.
You came on and got straight into a program with, you had two, technically, I would say your own truck, but you use the same 2 trucks every week.
Mhm.
So if you
Yeah.
want to put a microwave in there, all you got to do is talk to 2 guys or 2
Mhm.
gals or whoever you were and say, hey, I'm going to put a microwave in truck 105. Maybe one of the other guys will put a microwave in truck 102 if there's not one already in there. The 3 of you just work out your own thing and do whatever you want to
Mhm.
do. See, that's awesome. I didn't know that. A lot of
It
people
took me a while to
complain.
get used to it. Yeah, because I was missing having my own truck with my own stuff in it. But then I had to if I was staying out, weeks and weeks at a time like that.
See, people got to put the application in and use your number right now because Walmart's doing this big hiring thing since all the pay went up.
Mhm.
Everybody's getting on. So, and the reason I say that is because I've only been here a year and a half. I started at number 206, I think it was, or something like that at Gas City. As of this week, I'm number 124.
Oh, wow.
We just did well because we've had a lot of expansion out here, and this is happening all over the country. Walmart's trying to take over their own dairy plants. They're trying to take over their own meat producing plants. I've heard that they're now even separating the Walmart drivers from the Sam's Club drivers,
Oh,
which a year and
wow.
a half ago we did all of it. And we're building these .com facilities to keep up with Amazon. So they're trying to hire these drivers. So as people are transferring to other locations and things like that, you're jumping up the board. I know that Sean told me he was at Walmart only 3 years and he had his own truck.
Oh, man.
Program, he had his own truck, the whole 9 yards. So do you know how many people you've jumped up in the 4 months you've been here? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where they on the TV, they put everybody's pictures and they kind of tell you what number you are. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm number 228 now. There's a bunch of people under me, but
Okay.
that's all
So
I know right now, the 4 months that I've been here.
do you know what number you started at?
I was like 270 something. I was
See,
way down there.
4 months. You jumped 50 people in 4
Yeah, we
months.
hired a bunch of people. We hired a bunch of people, but I'm trying to think if it's like out of all the truck drivers or all the people in the facility. See, as I'm saying, I'm still learning everything, but I know I jumped up significantly because we hired a bunch of drivers since I've been here.
Okay, so that means you've jumped up 50 people in 4 months. Can you imagine where you're going to be a year from now? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how many trucks your facility has, but I know that this time next year, I am either going to be in my own truck or very, very close to my own truck based on the way that things are going. We've got a
Mhm.
big .com facility that's being built in Indianapolis. So if you're in the Indianapolis, Illinois, Kentucky area, you really need to get your app in right now because when that brand new facility goes up, it's going to be
Oh,
the
yeah.
largest .com facility in the country. They're going to need hundreds of drivers for that thing. Everybody's going to be getting their own truck. You'd be like Oprah, you get a
Yeah.
truck, you get a truck.
Somebody just used my name and my number, and that's the one that's already getting a phone interview next week. He's in Illinois.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
going to the one in Illinois.
So he's going to the Spring Valley. Is that where he's
I
going
think
down?
that is what he said. He said Illinois, but he didn't say like what city because he's out of El something,
Hmm.
Illinois. Yeah, he was another driver from the facility that I worked at my old company, and he was out of the Chicago terminal. And I transferred from Chicago because my husband and I moved here to Arizona about 6 years ago, and I transferred down here to the Phoenix facility, and that's where we all met.
Okay.
So he saw that I got into Walmart, and he's like, "Hey, I want to get in too. I'd use your number, and I'm going to be in Illinois." So I said, "Go ahead. Feel free."
Okay.
He said,
So,
and he said there's some new big building that's, like what you said. He said it's a new facility there, and I want to get in there.
mm-hmm.
So I'm just not sure what the name of the city is.
Okay. Well,
And,
if he's that close to Indianapolis, he can. You just have to be within 250 miles, and you can go
yep.
to any DC. And
Mhm.
out here, I mean, we got DC in Seymour. We've got one in Gas City. We've got one near in Auburn.
Yep.
We've got Coldwater, Michigan.
I've been
There's
to all of those.
Spring Valley, Illinois. I mean, we got a ton of DCs out here. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up a little bit. I think you've given everybody in your area some decent information. Is there anything that you want to let people out in your area know about that maybe we didn't cover or that I didn't ask?
Let me think here.
While you do that,
all I can do is offer encouragement. That's all I can do is offer encouragement to come on through. You know, get paid for everything you do. You know, be home every week. You know, do the regional, because our states I do is California, Arizona, Nevada. I do Vegas. I do parts of Utah and parts of New Mexico. Maybe an occasional. I heard an occasional El Paso, but you're in that area. You know, don't be discouraged when you go up to Grantsville. Don't be intimidated by the men up there, because usually they say, oh, they're so intimidating. I hear that all the time. Oh, it's like boot camp. They're there to encourage you. These guys really encouraged me when I felt like giving up. I'm like, that backing, I'm not going to get. That was just my thing. Other people have their things that they might feel weird about. That might be inspection, might be whatever, but you just get through it. These men are here to help you get in. They're going to help.
Well, I put your name down here at the bottom of the screen. If anybody wants to catch you on Facebook, that's the name that you're going to look for. And if they want to email you about putting, their name down as a referral, or if they've just got questions about, hey, I live, this far away, how do I get to Grantsville? You said they gave you an airplane ticket. Maybe I drove down to mine. They paid for my mileage, so maybe you'll do that.
Yeah, it's something that you probably can discuss with them.
Yeah. If anybody's got questions about certain things that are out in your area, they can email you. So I put her email up there. If you guys, have questions about any of that, contact Holly, and she'll hook you up if you're out on the West Coast side of things. And other than that, thank you. I mean, I appreciate you coming on here and helping me out, because like I said, I would say 75% of the people that contact me are from out your way. And when they ask me questions about, well, what do you do at Grantville? What about this? What about that? Guys, I'm on the other side of the country. I have no idea. And I didn't know that they were all the same until just recently. So it's good to know.
Like that's just me. I feel like, because doing the long hauling. And then what actually helps is you're coming in as an experienced driver. Blend that in with what you're going to be shown. To me, it really doesn't matter what part of the country that you're going to. Your mentor is going to show you everything. They're going to show you how to do everything at the onboarding. Just come on through. Just remember what you learned and then blend it in with what they're showing you. Got questions? Ask. You got concerns? Tell it. Just do it, And the West Coast is pretty cool. It's spread out. You got your mountains. You already know how to do that. Just come on and join us,
All right, so there's my email. If anybody wants a copy of my pre-trip, like I said, it sounds like now they give you one when you get to onboarding. But if you just want to do a little bit of studying, just a little bit of look ahead, you got the pre-trip from me. How close was the pre-trip I gave you to what they gave you and what you went through?
I think it was pretty close. It was very, very accurate. Very, very accurate. And also if you don't have your hazmat already, they'll give you your 90 days to do your hazmat. Because I had hazmat years ago, and then I didn't go and redo it because I didn't need it for where I was at. And I just went ahead and got it back on there 2 weeks ago.
I heard the other day that now they give you, instead of 90 days, they give you up to 120 days to get your hazmat.
Some things changed since I've been hearing little things, but you're going to know it. They're going to tell, all they're going to do is tell you what you got to do, and you just do it.
Yep. So if you want to cut ahead of that 3-week wait that they got going on right now, make sure you
do it now. And if you already got it, that's a plus.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you what you need. Oh, I got a little.
Is that what California earthquakes?
Oh no, I don't want to feel any of them. But they're going to tell you what you need to get and what you need to do. You just do it.
Okay.
East Coast, West Coast, no matter. Don't matter. Just do it.
All right, Holly. Well, thanks for helping me out with this video, and keep in touch. Let me know if things go, how things go for you, and if I get any questions, I'll let you know, of course, like I always do. So, but now people can just email you instead of emailing me for questions about California.
Yeah, if you have any other questions that I didn't think of or mention, feel free to contact me.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you too. Good luck, everybody. Thank you.